She stole his car on their wedding night after he paid $50,000 bail. He juggled 3 women and fathered kids with 2 while married to another. And one villain has been arrested 9 times since the show aired. Love After Lockup has created monsters nobody talks about. And what you're about to see is absolutely shocking. Villain 1. Destinie Folsom. Destinie Folsom is legendary for being one of the most ruthless scammers the franchise has ever seen. Her victim was Shawn Osborne, a divorced father of 6, who met Destinie through a prison pen pal program. While she was locked up, Shawn sent money. He filled her commissary account. He bought her whatever she wanted. When she was ready to get out, Shawn paid her $50,000 bail. $50,000 for a woman he'd never met face-to-face. The second Destinie got released, everything changed. She discovered Shawn had lied about his age. He was older than he claimed. She found out he had 6 kids, not just a couple like he'd implied. She learned he was still in constant contact with Kelly, his ex and mother of his children. Destinie felt deceived, but instead of leaving, she decided to use him. She moved into his house. She spent his money freely. She demanded expensive gifts and designer clothes. When Shawn proposed, Destinie said yes, knowing full well she had zero intention of actually marrying him. The wedding day arrived. Shawn waited excitedly at the venue. Destinie showed up 4 hours late, admitting she'd been out partying the night before. And then during their wedding night, while Shawn was asleep, Destinie stole his credit cards and his car and vanished completely. Shawn woke up alone. No wife, no vehicle, no credit cards. He had to cancel the cards immediately. He filed a police report to recover his car. When he finally tracked Destinie down in California, she was already with another man. She called Shawn just a trick that she used for money. But the story gets even darker. Evidence suggests Destinie might have been married the entire time to a man named Jose from 2016. She allegedly has 5 children that she completely hid from Shawn. In November 2020, Destinie was arrested for escaping while serving a 2-year sentence. She was convicted and got an additional 16 months. Released in September 2021, she immediately started posting on social media. In July 2023, Destinie created a GoFundMe claiming she needed help reuniting with her 6 children. But just days before launching the fundraiser, she posted casino photos showing she'd won over $12,000. Fans called it another scam. The GoFundMe received 0 donations because nobody trusts Destinie anymore. Villain 2. Michael Simmons. Michael Simmons set the absolute standard for Love After Lockup manipulation and cheating. While serving time in prison, Michael proposed to Megan Nash, a 28-year-old virgin saving herself for someone special. Michael convinced her he was that man. She waited faithfully for him. She planned their entire future together. When he was released, she gave him her most precious gift. But here's what Megan didn't know. Michael was married to Sarah Simmons, the mother of his daughter. Sarah had absolutely no idea Megan even existed. When Michael was released from prison, both women showed up to pick him up. The awkwardness was unbearable to watch. Michael's mother and sister were there, and they hated Megan. They knew about Sarah. They knew Michael was married. But nobody told Megan until it was too late. After the truth exploded, Megan confronted Michael. "I gave you my virginity, and you was married." Michael's pathetic excuse was that he and Sarah had a toxic marriage, and he wasn't technically with her anymore. So in his twisted mind, he wasn't cheating. But here's the devastating problem. Sarah was pregnant with their second child during all of this. While Michael was telling Megan he wanted to divorce Sarah, Sarah was shopping for baby clothes for his second daughter. So who did Michael choose? Neither. He strung both women along for years. On Life After Lockup, Michael claimed he and Sarah had an open relationship. Cameras filmed him driving to meet other women while married to Sarah. Then, Michael moved to Miami and started dating a third woman named Maria. They had a baby together, so Michael juggled 3 women simultaneously, fathered children with 2 of them, and remained legally married to Sarah the entire time. The arrests kept piling up. Michael has been arrested at least 9 times since appearing on the show, most recently in December 2024 in Miami. He was also convicted of felony child neglect in 2021. This man proved you can manipulate multiple women on national television and still find new victims willing to support you financially. Villain 3. Tracie Wagaman. Tracie Wagaman's story is heartbreaking because her villainy came from a place of deep pain and uncontrollable needs. Clint Brady fell head over heels for Tracie while she was incarcerated. He proposed to her the first time they met in person. Fans could see trouble from miles away, but Clint was completely blinded by what he thought was love. Tracie struggled with severe substance issues. She'd been in and out of prison for years because of it. Clint genuinely believed his love could save her from herself. It couldn't. The wedding day arrived. Clint was waiting at the venue wearing his best suit. Tracie was 4 hours late. When she finally appeared, she admitted she'd gone out the night before and gotten high. She'd relapsed before her own wedding ceremony. They got married anyway, despite the obvious red flags. But on their wedding night, while Clint was sleeping, Tracie stole his money and his car. She drove off and disappeared completely. Clint was devastated beyond words. He tracked her down eventually. She came back. He forgave her once again. The cycle continued endlessly. Tracie would get clean for a few weeks or months, then she'd relapse hard. She'd steal from Clint to fund her habit. He'd take her back every single time. The show documented Tracie's struggles with brutal honesty that many criticized as exploitative. Her condition was destroying her body and mind. Clint's enabling behavior was making everything infinitely worse. In 2020, Tracie tragically passed away following her lifelong battle. She was only 41 years old. Her death shocked fans who'd watched her struggle on camera. Many criticized WeTV for exploiting Tracie's illness for ratings, instead of getting her genuine professional help. Villain number 4, Lizzie Kommes. Lizzie Kommes openly admitted to one of the biggest prison scams in reality TV history. She hustled an estimated $800,000 from sugar daddies while incarcerated. $800,000 extracted from desperate, lonely men. That's not an exaggeration. Lizzie was locked up for nearly 10 years on multiple DUI convictions. While serving time, she created profiles on prison dating websites featuring her sexiest photos. Her bio specifically stated, "I need support, generosity until the rest of my time is over." Lizzie would write to multiple men simultaneously. She'd flirt shamelessly. She'd make romantic promises. She'd get them emotionally invested and attached. Then she'd ask for money, claiming it was for commissary, legal fees, or her daughter's college tuition. One of those sugar daddies was Scott Davey, who became her fiancé on Love After Lockup. Scott told Lizzie's daughter Jasmine that he spent over $90,000 on Lizzie, $90,000 on a woman he'd never actually met in person. According to Scott, Lizzie spent that money on substances. She was using while in prison and needed constant cash to pay for her habit. But Scott was just one of many men sending money. Lizzie admitted on camera to having multiple sugar daddies simultaneously. When fans calculated how much she received over her nearly 10-year sentence, estimates reached $800,000. Lizzie didn't deny it whatsoever. She owned it proudly. In 2008, Lizzie was arrested for her 6th DUI with a blood alcohol level of 0.246. Officers testified that she offered them $10,000 and suggested favors to let her go. She told them, "My sugar daddy could have it here in 2 hours." The arresting officer stated Lizzie was very flirty at the station, even climbing into an officer's lap. Her flirty mugshot went viral, landing on sexiest convicts lists. She used that internet fame to attract even more sugar daddies. After release, Lizzie got a factory job claiming to be clean. Then she was arrested multiple times and admitted she'd lied about being sober all along. Villain 5, Tony Wood. Tony Wood used Angela Gale mercilessly for years without a shred of remorse. Angela spent thousands on Tony while he served 3 years for firearm possession. She sent money regularly. She supported him emotionally. She waited faithfully. She was significantly older than Tony, but genuinely loved him with her whole heart. When Tony was released, he moved directly into Angela's mobile home in Mississippi. Within weeks, Tony was running around with other women behind her back. Angela accused him of seeing prostitutes repeatedly. The fights were constant and explosive. She'd find concrete evidence. He'd deny everything. She'd confront him with proof. He'd make pathetic excuses. But Angela couldn't help herself. Despite knowing Tony was using her, she actually married him in a waterfront wedding ceremony. And Tony kept cheating relentlessly. Angela eventually kicked him out after more accusations, but she took him back again. This time she created actual rules. No substances, no prostitutes, random phone and car searches whenever she wanted. Think about that degrading situation. A grown woman forced to search her husband's phone and vehicle like he's an untrustworthy teenager because she knows he absolutely cannot be trusted. The toxic cycle repeated for years. Tony would promise to change his ways. Angela would forgive him once more. Tony would cheat again within weeks. In May 2023, Angela finally ended the relationship during the Life Goes On special. She called Tony stupid. Tony complained about feeling controlled by her rules. And Tony's parting gift after years of chances? According to Angela, he stole her car and $4,000 in cash before disappearing forever. Even after endless second chances, Tony left exactly the same way he came in, as a thief and serial cheater who used Angela for absolutely everything she was worth. Villain 6, Shawn Osborne. But here's the plot twist nobody expected. Shawn Osborne isn't just Destinie's victim. He's also a villain who scammed his own children. While Shawn was appearing on Love After Lockup, presenting himself as a wealthy sugar daddy, his real life was dramatically different. Court documents revealed Shawn and his ex Kelly have filed for bankruptcy together. They've faced multiple evictions, they've dealt with wage garnishments, they've racked up countless civil judgments. In May 2020, just as Shawn was appearing on television claiming to have unlimited money for Destinie, Kelly launched a GoFundMe begging for help. She desperately needed $2,000 to avoid eviction. She and her 6 children were about to become homeless. So, while Shawn was spending thousands on Destinie buying her gifts, his own 6 children were facing homelessness and poverty. This wasn't Kelly's first GoFundMe either. She'd created 6 different campaigns over the years. In 2014, Shawn and Kelly filed for bankruptcy together. In 2020, Shawn's former employer won a judgment of nearly $10,000 against him for unpaid debts. So where was Shawn getting money for Destinie? He claimed he spent thousands on her commissary while she was locked up. He paid $50,000 cash for her bond. He allegedly gave her $500 per day for gambling according to Destinie herself, all while facing eviction and owing money to multiple creditors. Producers allegedly had him living in an Airbnb to make it look like he had wealth. The show needed the sugar daddy storyline for maximum drama. Shawn was financially catfishing Destinie and deceiving viewers about his actual situation. Villain 7, Maurice Gibson. Maurice Gibson seemed like a genuine success story initially. He was released from prison and reunited with his girlfriend Jessica. They had children together. They seemed relatively happy and stable. But Maurice absolutely could not stop lying about literally everything. Big lies, small lies, medium-sized lies, constant pathological lying about every aspect of his life. He lied repeatedly about his finances and income. He lied about his criminal past and history. He lied about other women he was seeing. Jessica would catch him in one specific lie, and he'd immediately create 3 more lies to cover up the original one. Maurice has been arrested multiple times since appearing on Love After Lockup. Reports indicate he violated probation repeatedly and struggled constantly to stay out of serious trouble. Jessica eventually left him completely after having enough of the endless lies and manufactured drama. Maurice's pattern of dishonesty continued, even after they split permanently. He had every opportunity imaginable to succeed in life. Supportive partner willing to stand by him. Fans actively rooting for his redemption. But he sabotaged absolutely everything with his pathological inability to tell the simple truth about anything. Villain 8, Delantha Smith. Dylan Smith seemed to be doing reasonably okay after his prison release. Then on New Year's Day 2024, he was arrested for domestic battery charges. He was released the very next day, but clearly hasn't learned his lesson about controlling his behavior. While Dylan's scamming wasn't primarily financial in nature, he represents the disturbing pattern of Love After Lockup, cast members presenting themselves as completely changed people ready for fresh starts, then immediately returning to the exact criminal behavior that got them locked up initially. Fans invested emotionally in Dylan's redemption story. They genuinely rooted for him to succeed. They believed he'd truly turned his life around for good. His arrest on the absolute first day of 2024 proved that belief was completely wrong. He scammed viewers into thinking he was fundamentally reformed when he remained the same person who got incarcerated in the first place. That betrayal of trust hurt fans who'd supported him. Villain 9, Chance Pitt. Chance Pitt was arrested during summer 2024 for domestic violence. The allegations are absolutely horrifying. Chance allegedly threw his partner Taylor George from a moving vehicle. She later dropped the charges for unknown reasons, but the incident was deeply disturbing and dangerous. Like Dylan, Chance's scam was presenting himself as a reformed man, ready for a healthy relationship when he was actually dangerous and violent. Taylor nearly died because she believed Chance had genuinely changed. She trusted him with her safety and well-being. She thought prison had transformed him into someone better. That's the ultimate scam, making someone think you're safe and trustworthy when you're actually a legitimate threat to their life. Taylor's decision to drop charges suggests possible manipulation or fear, which makes the situation even more concerning. Villain 10. Lindsay Downs. Lindsay Downs was arrested 3 times between May and October following her prison release. 3 separate arrests in just 5 months shows Lindsay never had any genuine intention of going straight or staying clean. She's currently facing charges for possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of stolen property, and fleeing from arrest attempting to evade police. She presented herself on Love After Lockup as someone genuinely ready for a fresh start and new beginning. Someone who'd learned valuable lessons from her time incarcerated. Someone who desperately wanted a better life and positive future. It was all complete lies and manipulation. Within months of release, she was committing multiple serious felonies and getting arrested repeatedly. She scammed the show production, the viewing audience, and her partner Scott Bradshaw, who believed in her capacity for change and supported her completely. The pattern across all 10 villains is painfully clear. Love After Lockup cast members ruthlessly exploit everyone around them without remorse. They manipulate partners financially and emotionally. They steal cars, credit cards, and cash. They fake illnesses and emergencies. They lie pathologically about everything. They present completely false versions of themselves for television paychecks while systematically destroying lives behind the scenes. These aren't people who made single mistakes. These are repeat offenders who weaponize their fame to continue scamming indefinitely. Which villain shocked you most? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want more reality TV exposés, smash that subscribe button, because these stories never end.